So welcome to the second part of our Kumustahan ng BSN Seniors, a pre-boarding week program. And this session is allotted for your course orientation schedule. So yesterday, we discussed the technical run-through on what are some of the requirements for your Canvas learning management system, for your G Suite, for your computers, for your devices. So at this point, we will be discussing courses, the exact courses that you will be taking for this coming semester. And as a reminder, so you can post your questions anytime at the group chat sessions, and we will try to answer it live. So live from the Big Q, Quezon City. Okay, so this is Professor Dr. Michael Joseph Dino, and here with me are your clinical instructors, which we're going to meet later. So of course, first and foremost, so if you have any concern, okay, so if you have any concerns for NCM 106 and 107, so considering that you are graduating students, so after you completed the additional 50% of the RLE, okay, so you might want to direct to me to your questions and clarifications, especially on some of the questions regarding the standards and regulations of the university as far as NCM 106 and 107 are concerned. So I will be your coordinator for level 4 for senior year. Okay. And of course, let me again introduce to you your faculty and clinical instructors for NCM 107. Okay, guys, please get in. Okay, so we have Ma'am Sylvia Lopez. We have Ma'am Sharon Cahayon. We also have Ma'am Evangeline Orata, Ma'am Vilma Miguel. So we have Ma'am Vanessa Umali. We have Ma'am Jusul Roque. We have Dr. Jennifer Carula and Ma'am Carol San Diego. So each and every one of us will be handling your learning process as far as this new methodology or the new approach is concerned. So if you would like to know which specifically are your faculty and instructors for each of these courses, so let me, of course, share to you this particular slide. So for NCM 107 RLE, which we're going to discuss later, so you will be having Ma'am Miguel, Sharon Cahayon, Ma'am Evangeline Orata, and of course, Dr. Jennifer Carula. So they will be handling sections 1 and sections 2. So if you have specific questions that you want to address NCM 107 RLE, so you will be meeting them. Okay, so OBCL. So for OBCL 2, so for one section, section 1 and section 2 will be handled by Ma'am Vilma Miguel and Ma'am Orata. So for intensive nursing practicum, so this would be the last leg of your RLE, which will be offered 50% as instructed by the technical panel for nursing education in the Philippines. So it will be handled by Dr. Carula, Ma'am Vilma, Ma'am Yusul Roque, and of course, si Ma'am Cahayon. Okay, if I have spare time, so I'm going to handle some of your enhancement courses. Okay, so and we will be discussing all the things that you're going to expect for these of the courses that you have enrolled. And I know you are enrolled in the competency assessment 2. So that is your last competency assessment number 2. So this is being handled by the College of Nursing under Mr. Francis Vasquez. Okay, so I know some of you have minors also, and I'm pleased to inform everyone. Okay, wala muna. I'm pleased to inform everyone that we already submitted our request to the administration to allow students to have special tutorial classes or addition of classes, as long as they can have we propose for those courses with more than 10 students. Okay, so we propose those courses with 10 signed up students, no? So kasi kapag less than that, so I think that would not be feasible. But if you are, sabi natin more than 10, we are hoping na ma-approve ng ating administration and of course ang ating registrar. So I'm just going to inform you if that will be, of course, accepted. Okay, so in preparation for your new normal, okay, so in preparation for the new normal of related learning experiences, so the whole team of the level 4, so created a very special program, and we called it the Reflex. Okay, and I know you're very much aware that our blended learning methodology for Our Lady of Fatima University is known as Flex. So when we say Flex, it is Fatima Learning Experience. So ang ating duty is known as Reflex, or the Related Electronic Functioning Learning Experience. So because of some safety concerns and safety and security concerns for you students. So we cannot, of course, float you in our hospitals at this point. So we're going to have some replacement activities which will be managed through the use of our Canvas, through our synchronous sessions, and some activities that you're going to have. So you will be having offline activities. Okay, so tutorial pa din po ba pag merong 10 students? So again, so this will depend on the approval of the administration. Pero those courses with less than 10 students, so hindi na namin sila pinropose kasi we know by fact that based from our preparation, so it's very much unfeasible to have less than 10 students. Okay, so less than 10 students. So if you manage to have 10 students, so maybe we might also consider. So for level 4, again, all the hospital duties will be provided 50%, but this will be replaced by online activities for your safety and security. And we created the whole semesters for you guys, just like what you are looking at now. Okay, so this is actually for intensive nursing practicum. And for every week, you have activities. You have sessions for Zoom. You have online sessions or asynchronous sessions. You need to access the resources in Canvas. The resources in Canvas will unveil a day prior to that particular week. So it will be unveiled on Sunday. So gradually, it will be unveiled per week. So for some of your courses, as you can see there, you have your course units already or your modules. But for most courses, so we're going to unveil it, okay, so every week. Okay, so you will also have what you call the remote or offline activities because you need to do some activities without the aid of technology. So we call that the remote activities. So again, so it's a combination of synchronous or the Zoom session, asynchronous or you independently accessing several resources in Canvas or external of the World Wide Web. And of course, remote activities that you're going to do independently with the given instructions to be provided to you. Okay, so what are we going to expect for each of the courses that you are enrolled in? So first one is your intensive nursing practicum. So your intensive nursing practicum is what you call the OJT or on-the-job training counterpart for the College of Nursing curriculum or the BSN curriculum in the Philippines. Okay, so this is the most intensive. Kaya nga sinabi siyang intensive nursing practicum. So it is the most intensive of all the clinical duties. Okay, because it has the most number of clinical hours to be credited. And again, we will be offering 50% with the counterpart activities for that. Okay, so let's take a look now at the activities that we're going to have. Okay, so first and foremost, so we will be having what you call concept mapping. So what we're going to do is we will be providing you with course units with real clinical cases, okay? Then after that, you will be analyzing that and you will accomplish the case course map as your course task. Okay, so don't worry because the course map, it's some sort of a template with boxes and you're going to fill the boxes based from the case that will be presented to you. So there will be synchronous sessions also. There will be lectures with your professors. And later, I'm going to show you your schedules. So there will be case studies. So you will be critically analyzing several case scenarios. Okay, so you will be critically analyzing clinical scenarios, may it be in video, may it be in textual form. Okay, and you are going to discuss that with your clinical instructors. And this is exciting. So what you call the expert sessions. So we have invited a lot of nurses working here and abroad to share to you what they are doing now during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so meaning every week you're going to meet some nurses who are working in the community, who are working in operating room nursing, or in the operating room, in the emergency room, in COVID wards, etc. So we will be inviting them to speak with you on what they are doing now. Okay, on what they are doing now, what are we're going to ask them several questions. So, for example, what do you think are the most important topics that you have learned in your nursing school that is very much important in your practice now as nurse in the area? So, for example, magme-mention sila about drug computation. So yon, okay, magme-mention sila the use of chest tubes. So something like that. Okay? So this will be very exciting because we will be having guest experts every week who will be sharing with you what they are doing now and wherein you can ask several questions to them, okay, regarding the practice now and their usual routine. Okay, their usual routine. Okay, then another very special part of our intensive nursing practicum would be your offline activities. So meaning these are home-based activities and you're going to do it with your family members. So for example, you're going to monitor your family members, you're going to assess their vital signs, etc. Tapos meron mga practice, may mga test na pwede nyo gawin sa kanila, interviewin nyo, for example, yung inyong safe na kapitbahay. So these are what you call the offline activities for intensive nursing practicum. And another particular component of your INP, especially during the final examination, would be the application of what you call uh, telehealth nursing. Okay, so for this particular experience, you will be assigned several uh, off-campus patients. So when you say patients, maybe they are experiencing some health aberrations or they are normal clients that you need to give, for example, health information. You need to counsel them regarding their health, etc. So the details of this telehealth practical will be discussed to you as we near, of course, yung ating final period. Why? Because there are some things that we need to consider. We need to consider data privacy. Okay, so we need to consider a lot of things. Okay, so sinasecure muna namin siya sa aming data privacy officer before we can have that telehealth nursing. Okay, you're going to be assigned to several patients or several families that you will work with. Okay, then you will have a health plan for that particular family. They can ask you whatever they want to ask you regarding their health, etc. And I think that is one good practice for you to identify, of course, some of their needs in their home during this pandemic, and they can communicate with you anytime that they want. Okay? But of course, with some limitations in terms of ganitong oras lang, etc. Okay. So, that is intensive nursing practicum. How about for NCM 107? For NCM 107 RLE, so you're going, so the whole course units, so for the whole semester is allotted for the preparation for organizing an online webinar. Okay, so you will be organizing an online webinar, and at the end, towards the final period, you will be scheduled a certain slot wherein you will have your online webinar. So this is similar to your uh, to seminar, okay? So to nursing seminars, but of course in webinar form. Don't worry, you're going to use the accounts of the university, so no need to pay for the accounts for Zoom. So with this, you're going to organize a webinar that will be streamed, okay? So you're going to invite speakers, experts, and you're going to create post-webinar reports. So our course modules will be helping you on how you can create a program, how you can prepare for the webinar, how can you create correspondence letters, okay, that you will send to your prospective speakers. Okay? So since this is pandemic, so I think it's very much uh, it's cheaper to organize webinars. And not only that, we can also invite experts in other countries. So maybe you can I can help you invite some of my friends, some of my colleagues in the nursing profession who are also leaders in their respective countries. Okay, so for this semester, we will be having 4 webinars to be we will be having 4 webinars to be organized by 4 groups of students for NCM 107 RLE. Okay. So, and of course, for NCM 1, for OBCL2, so you're going to have offline activities as well, just like INP. And specifically, this will be focusing on nursing care plans. So we will be having a template wherein you can just accomplish the template, and that template, accomplished template, will be uploaded to your Canvas for your course task. Okay, so let's move forward. So about the course activity, as mentioned yesterday, okay, our approach would be 2/3 independent learning and of course 1/3 instructor presence. So when you say independent learning, you're going to study on your own using the modules that we prepared for you. That will comprise 20%. And of course, 30% will be allotted for instructor presence, meaning we're going to schedule Zoom sessions with you guys. Okay, so that is our approach. 70% independent learning and 30% instructor presence. So just like what you are doing with flip learning, for example, in other countries, they have the flip learning that before the students will go to their classes, they need to make sure that they already read, okay, or know something about the topic before they attend that particular session. So in our case, so you need to learn your modules, you need to uh, you need to reserve your questions during the synchronous session. Okay, so you need to accomplish your course task, submit it, and you need to attend your online synchronous sessions. So this is one way of taking a look at that. Okay, so with independent learning, we will be utilizing our Canvas, Google for Education, and other applications that we will be introducing to you gradually. And for the synchronous sessions, we will be using our social networking sites, including the Zoom accounts. Okay, so the Zoom accounts. So a bit of advice, always check your announcement section of your Canvas accounts, okay, for every course, every Sunday. Okay, so you need to check the announcement section every Sunday because for each of the courses that you are enrolled in, your instructors will be giving you instructions on the announcement section. So for example, what do I need to expect for this week? So your clinical instructors will be posting announcement the Sunday before the upcoming week to give you the links to Zoom sessions, okay? What else? The course tasks that you need to submit and the other things that you need to accomplish for that particular week, okay? So there will be announcement every weekend. If you are using mobile phones, so make sure that uh, you turn on the notification feature of your Canvas application. Okay, so we will be meeting also in Zoom. So this will be our live sessions. So as early as now, I would like to advise that you need to download your Zoom applications in your laptop or smartphones. So laptops or smartphones, no problem with that. And to protect the safety and security of our students, kasi you know what, during these times, madami nagzo-Zoom bombing. So for example, doing nasty things and entering the Zoom accounts of different sessions. So we will be implementing a registration for our Zoom sessions. So once you receive the notification or announcement in your Canvas regarding the registration link, I would advise that you already register at that moment. Okay, because it will be approved. We need to check whether you are a bona fide student of Our Lady of Fatima University, as evident by the use of your G Suite account or your Gmail. Dapat may at fatima.edu.ph. And just to practice your being responsible students, okay, we will be setting a registration deadline for each of our Zoom sessions. So for example, nakita mo na ang Zoom session mo is on Wednesday. So the deadline for registering for that would be 12 midnight a day prior to your synchronous class. Okay? So please use your OLFU Gmail because if you will be using your personal email, we will not accept that or approve your registration. So once we approve your registration, automatically, you will receive a link wherein you need to click that link on the 5 minutes before the time of the webinar, okay, for you to attend the synchronous sessions. Okay, and of course, you need to observe netiquette. Question, are attendance required to our Zoom sessions? So definitely, we will be requiring attendance to our Zoom sessions. So don't worry, kasi even if we are not checking your attendance manually, so there's a feature at Zoom that we can extract who are actively, of course, entered. No? So who entered that particular session and for how many minutes ang tinagal niya for that particular session. Okay? So attendance is required because very limited lang ang oras ng ating mga Zoom sessions. Okay? So maximum of 1.5 hours for every course. So very limited lang siya. Kaya um, you can manage your data subscriptions wisely. Okay, so attendance is required. But if in case there will be some emergencies, okay, so for example, nawala ng kuryente, pero syempre there are different ways on how you can access pa rin. Kasi if you have mobile phones with data, you can still access your Zoom sessions, no? Okay, kasi hindi lang naman yung Wi-Fi power, okay? Okay. So hindi lang naman Wi-Fi power yung hindi naman yung Wi-Fi modem, no? Yung kailangan ng electricity, but of course you have your batteries in your smartphones. But if there will be emergencies talaga, you can communicate with your respective instructor. So you will be you can set, of course, you can send messages to your clinical instructor for this. Okay, and just one request. So if you're going to attend synchronous sessions, because it's required, so please log in 5 minutes before the time. Okay, just like now, for example, the start of our session would be 2 p.m. and some students are still logging in at 2:30. So whenever we have sessions, there will be a countdown, and there's an introduction video, etc. Okay, so that is the time that we are accepting the entrance of our students. And it's very hard for our technical team, okay, especially for the host of each of your synchronous sessions, to accept participants while they are starting their lectures. Okay, so I hope you understand. So please be on time because these are being recorded. So your time spent in your Zoom, so these are being recorded. And I would advise, so once you enter, if the professor is already discussing and you are not, for example, you are doing something, ganyan, so stop muna, okay? And don't show your video unless instructed by your clinical instructors. So don't turn on your microphones unless instructed by your clinical instructors. Okay. So I know from our chat room, so there's a private message here that there are times wherein nag-out minsan. Okay. So you were being logged out automatically of your Zoom sessions. Why? That is because of your internet connection. So later I'm going to show you your schedule. So make sure that you have enough data for that time. Kasi, let me give you a tip, okay? Most of the questions that will appear in your examinations will be discussed during synchronous sessions. Okay? These are the topics, the must-know topics, and this will be highlighted during discussions. So if you are attending our synchronous sessions, so there's a higher chance that you will get, of course, a higher score because especially if you are actively listening to the discussion. So there are times that we will be doing activities, we'll be doing online activities breakout. Okay, so there are also times that we're going to practice some nursing skills at the comfort of your own home using resourceful materials. Okay, so you can also click some of the reaction icons during the discussion. If you have questions, you can post it at the Zoom chat. And if you want to speak, you can raise your hands or your virtual hand. So at this point, let us check. Can you please raise your virtual hand? Okay, tingnan natin. Let's do a run through. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay. Yan. Okay. Very good. So you are really seniors. You know how to follow instruction. Okay? So can you raise your hands, guys? Okay, so yon. So that's it. So there's a control in Zoom wherein if you want to speak, no, if you want to use your microphones, okay, so that would be suggested. Okay, so to raise your hand first, then we will be allowing you to speak. So for example, let us try that. So we have Ruth Villanueva. Okay, Ruth Villanueva, you can speak now.
Yes, sir.
Hi,
Good afternoon
hello.
po. Opo,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Okay, very good. Very
Thank you, Doc.
attentive.
Opo.
Okay, it means that you are really listening. Okay, how about, for example, you can mute yourselves now. So how about, for example, Alvin Acosta? Alvin, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very
Good afternoon,
good.
sir.
Good afternoon. Are you there? Because I'm here. The joke.
Yes.
Okay, sige. So you can mute now. Another one. I'm going to call on Maika. Maika Villarba. Maika Villarba, can you speak now?
Nika Villarba po, sir. Hello po.
Sorry, Nika. Nika, I'm
Afternoon
sorry.
po.
Yan. Okay, you're actively listening. And at this point, you need to show your video. Okay, your video and you need to speak. So, John Kelvin Gomez. John Kelvin Gomez, can you show yourself to your classmates? John Kelvin?
Ay, ano
Uh,
po? Hello, sir.
hello. Okay, very good. So you can mute now and you can turn off your video now. Okay, ikaw yung nabunot. Another one. Another one. So let's check. Okay. Okay. Patrick Michael Pestraño, can you please unmute and show yourself to your classmates?
Hello, sir.
Hello. Ayan. Okay. So please shave soon because you're going to have your virtual clinical duties. Okay. You can you can turn off your you can turn off your videos now. So very good. So everyone is attentive, okay? This is the best group ever. Okay, so at this point, let us now take a look at your Zoom schedules. So this will be your regular and average Zoom schedules. Okay. So this will be your average Zoom schedules. Okay, so as of the moment, as of 2:30 p.m. this afternoon, okay? So this will be your Zoom schedules. Okay, so uh, disregard the yellow one, disregard the orange one. Okay, so please consider the one in blue because this is for you. Okay, so our Zoom sessions will be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay? So this will be from 9 to 10 and 2 to 3 in the afternoon. So for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so the schedules are 9 to 10 and 2 to 3 o'clock. So again, so each of the Zoom sessions can have a maximum of 1.5 hours contact hours for with your clinical instructors. So they will be discussing something, okay? So they will be teaching you some of the important concepts that are usually nag-appear sa board exam, etc. And on Saturday, your OBCL2, ang schedule would be 1 to 2 p.m. Okay, so as of now, ito yung schedule nyo every week. But of course, there will be times that we're going to add additional synchronous sessions, especially if our invited experts are not available on these specific times. O kaya naman, so we have additional enhancement sessions for you guys for INP. Okay, if there will be a nurse that can demonstrate some of the high-tech devices that they are using in their hospital, so we will be doing that. Okay, and of course, if there are some emergencies also with your clinical instructors, there are weeks that we will modify it. However, you will be informed. Okay, you will be informed also, but you will be informed also of the changes in the schedule for that particular week. So again, everything will be announced every weekend. So everything will be announced every weekend for your outputs for the following week and some of the Zoom registrations. Okay. So since we are using Zoom, so part of our orientation week to give you an overview of the NFOS. Okay, NFOS is known as the netiquette for OLFU students. Okay, guys, can you turn on your microphone now and say NFOS?
Enforce.
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 Oh, okay, very good. Okay, so NFOS. So you can turn off your microphones now. Okay, so NFOS pertains to netiquette for OLFU students. So this netiquette are produced in collaboration with the administration and our student support services. Okay, so ito, nandyan ako, nandyan sila, ang ating mga admin, sila Sir Rocky, Sir Teng, sila Sir Vinci. At of course, this was approved by our university president, Dr. Carol, etc., ang elite, at saka ang UCQM team. So ang netiquette for OLFU students, this is actually a document that will remind you on what should be the proper etiquette of the students in in uh, in the internet, just like this one. And we will be sharing to you some of the salient and the most important points. Okay, the netiquette for OLFU students, or the policies on digital behavior, is actually inspired by the following documents. We have the Republic Act 10175, or the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, the Republic Act 8293, or Intellectual Property Code, the Republic Act 10173 for the Data Privacy Act, and OLFU Student Handbook, specifically the provisions 4.8 and 5.12. So therefore, if you will not follow this policies and procedures, so pwede kayong magkaroon ng penalty, no? So pwede kayong ma-reprimand, okay, ng ating Center for Guidance Services. And what are those? Okay, so in terms of profile and ethics, you always need to use your OLFU G Suite credentials, because that is your key to everything OLFU. So you can access the applications, you can access your Canvas through the use of your Gmail. Sabi ko nga kahapon, if sa online selling, we have PM is the key. At the university, we have Gmail is the key. Okay. So you need to complete your names here on the participant section. So for example, let us take a look. So whenever you're going to attend sessions, okay, so make sure that you're going to name yourselves your full name. And there are some also sessions, if you're going to use video, so please make sure that you have your name tags with you. Tingnan natin kung merong pasaway at hindi sumusunod. Okay, so far, okay, so full name. So your full names are here. So don't use your cat name. So don't use your nicknames. So in some instances, we will be requiring your most recent photo, but this is Zoom, so that is not required. Okay, we can also validate your identity. Okay, so sometimes mag-spot checking kami. We can validate your identity. And if we felt that you are not an OLFU student, so we can evict you at the Big Brother house. Okay, so we can evict you for that session. Okay, so please listen to this one. Misrepresentation, swapping of identities, body attendance, or any form of fraudulent impersonation is strictly prohibited and will be subject to extreme penalties as essayed in the Code of Conduct. So meaning, you cannot ask your brother to attend in your behalf. You cannot ask your friend, give your credentials, and they will attend the session, because these are forms of misrepresentation, swapping of identity, and body attendance. Okay? So we will not be requiring that. Okay. So another would be in terms of your etiquette in Zoom. Okay, on promptness, as mentioned, okay? So you will be, you need to log in at least 5 minutes before the designated start of the session. And in terms of your attire, you need to have a dress down attire. Although you are only looking at our upper clothing, for example, okay, kailangan meron din kayong suot sa ibaba. So dapat meron din kayong suot sa baba. Okay. Wait. At 3 p.m. p.m. meeting lang. Okay. So, yon. So, kailangan may suot kayo, no? Dress down attire during online classes. So, no need to use your uniform. Okay, but the minimum requirement is a decent, okay, hindi yung butas-butas. So, decent short-sleeved. So, meaning there are sleeves, no? Short-sleeved t-shirt. That's the minimum requirement. So, for ladies and gents, you are not allowed to wear sleeveless, no? So, sleeveless shirts. Or for the female, sleeveless blouses. For the guys, you are not allowed to wear sandos. Okay, if you want to flaunt your body, so that is not allowed in Zoom sessions. So guys, definitely don't wear spaghetti straps. Okay. And of course, distress shirts are not acceptable. So when we say distress shirts, these are the shirts na talagang yung may butas, merong something na kita na yung kaluluwa, etc. Okay, and a lot of students are sending me personal message, Doc, requirement po ba ang ang light yung ginagamit? Doc, Mike, Pestranyo, Patrick, anong tawag mo doon?
Doc, ring light po.
Ring light, yun. Okay, very good. Okay, so some of the students are sending me personal message, Doc, are you going to require a ring light? So sabi ko na lang sa kanila, I'm sorry, but freshness is not included in your grading system. Okay, so the manner on how you look, so in your video feeds will not matter. So freshness is not a criteria for passing you in this particular course. As long as you have your lights on and we can clearly see your beautiful and handsome faces, so that would be enough. Okay? So yun sabihin nyo sa mga classmates nyo, freshness is not a requirement and part of your grading system. Okay, on microphones, a participant will always have his or her mic on mute and will only unmute when it's time for her or him to speak. This is salient for minimizing or eradicating background noise. Okay, so on speaking, you need to raise your hand and we will give you, of course, the permission to speak. On screen sharing, most of the time, your instructors will be sharing screen. You are not allowed to share your screen without approval. Okay, and on chats, so personal chats or individual private chats in the Zoom session or the Zoom group chat is not allowed, especially if that is off topic. Pero kung on topic naman, that would be allowed. Pero for example, while the teacher is doing discussions, okay, so you are private messaging your friend or your classmate, so that will not be allowed. Because for every session, these are all recorded, including the private sessions that you are having with your classmates. Okay? Even when you enter Canvas, we can identify how many minutes did you spend in Canvas. Okay? So these are all recorded. Okay, for safety and security, of course, na ating mga estudyante. Okay, so about the course resources. So majority of your resources will be our modules. And your modules are prepared by your instructors, and this will be unveiled every week. So please just a request, sharing of university IP resources is prohibited. So meaning this includes the outputs from the course, etc. And you need to comply with data privacy. We are also complying with that. And the use of copyrighted contents is illegal because that is under the provisions of the Republic Act 8293. Our Lady of Fatima University is a Philippine Quality Award recipient. PQA is an award given by the highest office in the country, and that is the office of the president, okay, of the Republic of the Philippines. Okay, that is a PQA award that was received by Our Lady of Fatima University, and we are complying with the Republic Act number 8293. Okay, guys, I know, so let me talk to you now seriously. So I know some of you are sharing some resources, for example, ebooks that are circulating sa internet, no? Okay, yung mga ebooks ng Funda, drug handbook, yung mga NCLEX reviewers, etc. Okay, so these are actually illegal. Okay. So I would advise we don't share those ebooks. We don't share those ebooks because these are illegal. Kawawa naman yung the authors and the publishers, okay, who are painstakingly doing their part to produce scientific books for your studies. Okay, question. If we don't have if you are not allowing us to use this illegal electronic books that are circulating in the internet, okay, where are we going to access the books? Are you going to require us to buy books? Okay. So this is my good news to you guys. You know what? Your university learning resource center or your university in general already subscribe to two big and most prominent databases around there. When I was a student, okay, when I was a student and still a student now for PhD, okay, so two databases are my favorite. Number one is Science Direct and number two is EBSCOhost. Because when I was completing my first PhD at the University of Santo Tomas, uh, we have Science Direct and EBSCO, and these are my two most favorite databases for my research and for my studies. Okay, and we're very happy that the university, of course, syempre, we're doing our best to recommend good resources for the university, is now subscribed to both Science Direct and EBSCOhost. Okay, so Science Direct and EBSCOhost. So we have legal subscription to Science Direct and EBSCOhost ebooks. And this contains not only ebooks, but of course, research articles. So it also contains sections, concept sections about certain topics in different disciplines. And our university is investing a lot in the subscription for these resources. And I know the price for these two. It costs millions. It costs millions, guys. So some of the students are asking, especially those parents, why are you charging our students library fee of this amount, whereas they cannot access library resources this time? So we have online library resources, such as Science Direct and EBSCOhost. So how to access Science Direct and EBSCOhost? So by next week, when we unveil your resources for week 1, we're going to put there a link to EBSCOhost. Wherein, when you click that link, automatically you are logged into EBSCOhost because we are using the single sign-on process. So for those of you who are very much technical, in our IT system of the university, we are using the single sign-on, meaning you're going to sign in only once using your Gmail, and that will be your passport to every services of the university, just like our Learning Resource Center. So embedded na itong mga to dun sa Canvas. I-click nyo lang siya. No need to log in separately or externally. So once you log in, you will see here, ayan. So this is the EBSCOhost portal of the Our Lady of Fatima University. So may logo pa siya, syempre. Okay, and here, you can type here nursing concepts, then lalabas. So it will give you a list of the resources that you can use for your learning. Okay, so for example, I already searched for you guys. So for nursing research, 218 ebooks. For professional adjustment and management, 213 ebooks. For acute biologic crisis, 37 ebooks. For nursing oncology, 73 ebooks. And for OBCL1, 2,127 ebooks. So when you say OBCL1 and OBCL2, INP, kasama na rin dyan. Okay? So lahat ng may kinalaman sa nursing, all those ebooks that are related to nursing, so there are actually 2,127 ebooks at EBSCOhost. So therefore, why access or maintain an illegal copy of these ebooks kung you can download naman na legally? Kasi for example, if you click there critical care nursing, it will give you 73 ebooks that are available for free, wherein you can download the PDF and use it using your personal account. Some of these pages can be printed also at an average per day. Okay? So for example, when I was still a student, one of my favorite books are the Incredibly Easy series. Why? Because it has some animation. It has some figures that made me understand the topics very much. So, very humorous din yung mga figures dyan. Kaya it gives me some sort of a light moment whenever I do my studies. So, that is really amazing. And for medical surgical nursing, we have that. We have nursing books there. We have drug study. We have encyclopedia of nursing. Okay, so why maintain an illegal copy of these ebooks? Why, when you can access these resources for free? So, for example, when you click on one book, okay, so when you click on one book, so for example, I click this one. So this is Critical Care Nursing Made Easy. You can actually download, you can full download these ebooks. Okay? So, and you can browse then in your mobile phones, and you can print some of the pages of these ebooks. Okay? So, you have more than 2,000 nursing ebooks there that can help you pass your examinations. So, why maintain those illegal textbooks? Okay, so at this point, let me now go about your grading system. So this will be the grading system. Okay, so 50% will be allotted for your course task. Examination is 30%, quizzes is 10%, and attitude is 10%. So when you say attitude during synchronous sessions, attitude in social networking sites, and attitude during your correspondence with your instructors. So there will be 3 examinations. So the first exam or the prelim exam will be on 6th week. The midterm exam would be on the 12th week, and your final exam will be on the 18th week. Okay, so for your examinations, we will be giving 30 to 50 item online examination using the Canvas Learning Management System or outside. Okay, question database, we are maintaining a question database, and we will do online proctoring as needed. Okay, so kasi sa Canvas, we can do online proctoring. We can monitor what you are doing at that particular moment. Okay, so if I'm the student, how to pass? Okay, so for the course task, you need to submit that. Kasi half of your grades will be coming from your course task. So you need to make your course tasks, you need to consider your course task seriously. Okay, so for you to be able to pass, in the College of Nursing of the university, our cutoff is 75%, right? So if you're going to be excellent in your course task, so for example, we will give you 50% if you're really close to perfect. Okay, you need 25% more for you to be able to pass your courses. So for the examination, this is divided into 3, 10% for the prelim, midterm is 10%, finals is 10%, and for the quizzes, 10%. Okay, 10% for the quizzes, and mostly the quizzes are in Canvas, and we're going to publish the quizzes after each synchronous session. And of course, the attitude is 10%. Okay, so that is our grading system. And in some instances, we will be doing a return demonstration from you. Okay, so we will be assigning schedules, okay, for a group of students. Okay, so we will be assigning groups to students. Okay, so pwedeng timed exam, etc. Okay, so make sure that you have a sufficient internet connection kasi during quizzes, these are timed. So for example, you need to answer a set of questions for an hour only, or you need to answer a set of questions for 30 minutes only. Okay, these questions cannot easily be answered by doing Google search. Okay, so you need to do Google, okay, and you need to do Google also. So when you say Google, so you exert your effort in understanding some of the concepts that are being discussed. And another tip, again, so most of the questions will be extracted from the synchronous sessions that you have, especially for major examinations. For the quizzes, it includes your course units. For examinations, it includes also your course units, and mostly from the synchronous sessions that we will be having for this semester. Okay, so let us focus now on your course task. So some of you already experienced course task. When we say course task, these are the documents that you need to submit. Sometimes it's a document, sometimes it's an answer to a question or an essay. Sometimes you're going to record yourself doing something, then you're going to upload that, okay, the 1-minute video, etc. So these are example of course tasks. But I want to inform you guys that in Our Lady of Fatima University, we consider academic integrity seriously. So because we want you to be as empowered individuals. So during the pre-COVID scenario, you can easily cheat with your classmates. No? So for example, merong mga cheat notes, etc. ganyan. But in virtual world, so it is also possible to cheat, right? So for example, there are some questions there, okay, asked by your instructors, and you need to submit that in essay form. So what you did is you copy and pasted in Microsoft Word the one that you got from the internet. Okay. So that is very unfair, especially for those students who are really taking their course task seriously, because we call that plagiarism. So plagiarism is a practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own, including copy and pasting from the internet. O kaya naman, for example, uy, wala pa akong course task. Can you submit to me your course task and I will submit the same? Okay, so that is illegal because, of course, that is plagiarism. So the university, ever since, is promoting academic integrity. So we partnered with Turnitin for us to be able to identify if the submissions of our students are their work or not. For example, for this particular course task submitted by the students. So this was processed using the Turnitin software, and we found out that 90% of the student submission are coming from external sources. And including the links of the websites where the student got this got this text. Okay, so wala talagang kawala. Pero guys, even if we don't have Turnitin, you know in yourself if you copy or not. So it's between you and God. Amen? Amen. Okay. But of course, just to inform everyone, we have a Turnitin software that we are using to check whether you are submitting authentic course tasks. And this will be considered when we give grades to your course task. Okay, how about the course? So I think you are fourth year students and you are taking CA1 and CA2 also. So we need to embrace the value of time management. So these are some of the quick tips on how you can manage your time. You need to set limits or tasks. You need to keep everything organized. Okay. And for me, for my own part, okay, what I'm having on my mindset is that I consider every day as a race. Okay. I consider every day as a race wherein there's a start and there's a finish. So this must be evident on the calendars that you are having every week. So for example, if your Zoom sessions will start at 8, so you need to make sure that you completed all your morning routines before 8 o'clock. Okay, 5 minutes because you're going to log in at 5 minutes. And there would be a finish time. It's some sort of disciplining yourselves, whether, okay, so this particular hours, I'm going to use this for independent learning because later we're going to have synchronous sessions with my clinical instructors. And you are fourth year. I know how creative you are, and I know how technologically savvy you are. So I would suggest one good applications that I'm using. So this is free. So I call it Trello. And Trello is the application that I'm using to organize the things that I need to do, the things that I'm currently doing, and the things that I completed. Kasi in Trello, you can, this is very good, very nice interface. You can change the background, you can mark it with color, and if the due date is nearing, it will turn red, etc. Okay, so for here, you can create 3 columns. The first column is to do, okay? Second column is current project. So meaning, if you are doing a certain project, it should be placed or dragged into the current or ongoing projects. Then once you complete that, you submit the course task to your professor, you can drag the finished task to done. So by looking at it, okay, so you can see how many tasks that you already accomplished and what are the tasks that you need to still do. Okay, so please try this one. Okay, and on the lighter note, you always need to reward yourself whenever you accomplished something. For example, you completed all the course tasks for this week. You already submitted those. You have high score in the quizzes. You have high score in the exam. So treat yourself to a cup of coffee or to a food delivery. Or ako kasi when I was a student at the university, ito yung inspiration ko. So whenever I'm done reviewing for my exam, so I have 1 hour to play the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 3 during that time. So, pwede rin, for example, ngayon, so you need to study your modules, and once you are done studying your modules, you can treat yourself to one episode of It's Okay Not to Be Okay, o kaya you have your crush landing on you, di ba? So these are some simple things that you need to consider, but please make sure to reward yourself. And at this point, I would like to remind you our lookbook survey. Okay, so if you want to be part of the lookbook, so please accomplish the form. And at the end of it, there is a consent whether you want your entry to be included or not. If you click yes, it will be included. But if you click no, this will not be included. So we will respect your privacy. So there are some comments that we shortened because there's a number of words requirements. Okay, there are a number of words requirements for this. So there are those students that we communicated with already because they posted some pictures with more skin, etc. So we don't so we don't support that. And your lookbook is 80% done. Okay, your lookbook is 80% done, and this will be published this coming weekend. Okay, so these are some of the contents of the lookbook. Yan, so pinakita lang natin. Okay, so this is a very exciting way on knowing your classmates. Uy, classmate ko pala to. Ito, kasama ko pala to sa NCM 107. Okay, and you can see here some cheesy motto from your classmates. The unique thing about your classmates, you can see their faces. Some of them have face masks, but we respect that. Okay, so if you opt out to be included here, we will not include your profile. Okay. So yon. So because we are complying with data privacy, and this will be published this coming weekend. The due date of accomplishing your Blue Book entry will be tomorrow at 12 noon. Okay. So tomorrow is a holiday. So we will be canceling our third session. So that would be our seniors concierge. So when you say seniors concierge, we will just talk. We will just talk. We are going to exchange ideas, etc. You're going to ask us, no? Since tomorrow is a holiday, we're going to cancel that activity because we are not allowed to have online sessions. But if you have questions, you can direct your attention to your clinical instructors or me if you have questions regarding your online or virtual learning. Okay? So at this point, we are now ready to answer your questions. So let me invite again your clinical instructors. Okay, let me invite again your clinical instructors. So if you have questions, so please type it on the Zoom group chat. Okay, huwag na mahihiya. Okay, guys. Okay, so I think there are no questions. So everything is clear for you. But if you want to communicate with us, please communicate with us between 8 to 5, no? Not beyond that and not below that. Although gising pa ako ng mga 10 p.m., okay lang 'yon. Okay, ha? So you need to communicate with your teachers or to me ng between 8 to 5. Okay? So with that, yes. So I think we have questions from here. Sir, if ever di matuloy ang duty namin, extended kami ng 1 sem. Okay, if ever hindi matuloy ang duty nyo, for example, guys, what we are offering to you is 50% of the RLE. So definitely, you have another 50% that you need to take na RLE. Okay, if the situation is just the same, so we will be following the directives of the Board of Nursing and the technical panel for CHED. Okay. Sir, yung sa CA na diagnostic test, wala po laman. Pag-submit ko po, 0 to 0. Okay, so please communicate with Mr. Francis Vasquez regarding CA. Okay, because si Sir Francis ang nagma-manage ng CA. Okay. So yon. So 50% lang talaga yung offered natin ngayon for RLE. So this will be replaced by some online activities. So thank you and you're welcome. You're welcome, Mary. Okay. So yon. So any more questions? So if wala na pong questions, guys, thank you very much. Here. So from Mary, she's concerned of her internet. Paano po pag mahina and I can't log in? Paano? Sa synchronous sessions, it is required. Pero if meron talagang problem in your area, you can view the recording. Okay, you can view the recording, but there are some question and answers that we are not posting on the recording. Okay? So mas maganda pa rin na attend kayo ng classes just to be fair with your classmates. And we can also identify if in your area there are really problems in the internet. Okay? Kasi visible naman yan sa internet. Whether if you have problem in your area, nag-advisory naman si Globe kung talaga may problem dun sa area na yan. Sir, yung about po sa discount sa tuition sa mga hindi SOST, sa hindi na SOST, automatic na po ba yun? Yes. So this will be assessed and deducted from your total fees. Okay? So sabi nila okay. I just want to clarify some of the issues. Okay, wala daw bearing. There are no bearing if you took the SOST or not. Kasi those students who took the SOST, has higher tuition fee as compared with those students who did not took the SOST. Definitely, because you are taking a different set of subjects. Okay, so meaning, iba ang subjects na tinitake mo. If you're going to take a look at the registration cards for those students who did not took for lower years, for those students who did not took the SOST, they can only get 2, 3, or 4 courses at no more than that. Because in the nursing curriculum, there are some courses that are prerequisite, meaning you need to complete that prior to getting another courses. Kasi prerequisite siya. So for example, before you can take nursing research, you should be done with nursing informatics. So something na ganon. Kaya iba yung courses na tinitake nila sa courses na tinitake mo because you already done with SOST. So hindi totoo yon na mas mataas ang computation for those na nag-SOST at those na nag-SOST at hindi nag-SOST. The reason kung bakit mas mataas ang tuition mo kasi you are taking different number of units as compared with those that are not. For those that are not, they can only have a maximum of courses that they can take. Then kung few yun, mas mababa yung matriculation for that. Okay. So, yun. Sir, okay, what subjects po na umabot ng 10 students regarding tutorials? You have access to that Excel file. Okay? So, there definitely you can view. May maling subject na na-add sa reg card ko at hindi po matanggal. So don't worry, as we go along, it will be addressed by the registrar's office. So sa canvas ko po nakalagay yung mga subjects na na-take ko na last SEM, CA1, OBCL, NELEC 2, etc. Okay, you maintain it as is, or if you don't want to see it, you can unstar. You can unstar that particular course at the all courses. Okay, you can unstar that at the all courses so that it will not be visible on your dashboard. Sir, do we wait for tutorial approval before paying the tuition, or should we pay for the tuition now, then just wait for the tutorial and pay later? You can do either. You can do either. Kasi for example, if you pay your tuition and you enroll to your tutorial, that would be an additional assessment. So meaning it will be placed on top of of your matriculation. But if you plan to wait pa, okay, so possible naman kasi papasok din naman siya. Either. Pero ako, mas maganda, if you can pay para wala talagang problema, then once pumasok yung tutorial, so that's additional na lang para you can see talaga the demarcation. Okay? So yun. So sir, do we okay, the same questions for for that. Okay. Yun. So I think we answered all the questions. Again, for every session that we will be having a maximum of 1.5 hours so that you can manage your data effectively. Okay, so with that, guys, thank you very much. And next week will be the formal start of the lecture for all the courses. So please wait this Sunday because we're going to unveil the resources for the following week, and we are going to post announcement as for the registration in your Zoom for the registration for Zoom sessions for that particular week. Okay. So with that, stay healthy and happy, guys, and thank you very much for listening.